The ATO knows exactly what you earned on Uber, Etsy, and YouTube this year. If you forgot to declare it, expect a bill. But what if I told you there are 3 side hustles where you can keep 100% of what you make? Tax-free. Legally. In this video, I'm breaking down the 3 side hustles that can be tax-free in Australia, plus the one mistake that can turn a hobby into a tax nightmare. Let's get into it. First, let's clear the air. The old days of cash in hand are gone. Platforms like Uber, Airtasker, Patreon, and other digital marketplaces can report earnings to the ATO. If you earn income through these platforms, the ATO may already know about it. But here's the key thing many people don't understand: the tax-free threshold. In Australia, you can generally earn up to $18,200 in total taxable income each financial year before paying income tax. This isn't a separate allowance for every side hustle. It's your total income from all sources. So if your main job already uses that threshold, your side hustle income is generally added on top and may be taxed. There's another situation worth knowing about: hobbies. If the ATO considers what you're doing a genuine hobby rather than a business, the income may not be taxable. The biggest factor is your intention. If you're doing something for enjoyment with no real intention of making a profit, it may be treated as a hobby. But once you start operating in a business-like way, regularly trying to make money, it can become a business. With that in mind, let's look at 3 side hustles that may be tax-free, depending on your circumstances. Number 1. Decluttering and selling personal items. This is probably the easiest one. Sell your old clothes, furniture, electronics, or household items on Facebook, Marketplace, or Gumtree. If you're simply selling things you already own for less than you originally paid, you're usually not making a taxable profit. You're just getting back some of the money you spent. But here's the important difference: if you start buying items specifically to resell for profit, that's no longer just decluttering. It may be considered a business, and those profits could become taxable. So clearing out your garage? Usually fine. Running a flipping business? Different story. Number 2. Small-scale arts and crafts. Maybe you enjoy painting, knitting, woodworking, or making handmade jewelry. If you're occasionally selling your creations mainly to recover the cost of materials, and you're doing it because you enjoy it, it may still qualify as a hobby. But if you start advertising, attending markets regularly, taking customer orders, or actively trying to grow profits, the ATO may view it as a business. Once that happens, you'll generally need to declare your income and meet your tax obligations. Keeping it small and genuinely hobby-based makes all the difference. Number 3. Weekend gig work. This includes things like Uber Eats, tutoring, dog walking, or other casual side jobs. Yes, these platforms may report your earnings to the ATO. But if this is your only income and your total taxable income stays below the tax-free threshold, you generally won't pay income tax. The catch is simple. If you already have a full-time job, your side hustle income is added to your salary. That means it could be taxed at your marginal tax rate. Before taking on extra work, it's worth understanding how it affects your total taxable income. Now let's talk about one mistake that catches a lot of people. If your activity becomes a business, you may need an ABN. Having an ABN doesn't automatically mean you'll pay tax, but business income generally needs to be reported. The advantage is that businesses may also be able to claim legitimate deductions, such as fuel, phone expenses, equipment, or a home office, depending on the circumstances. If a business you're working for requires an ABN and you don't provide one when required, they may have to withhold tax from your payments at a much higher rate. That's why it's important to understand whether you're operating a hobby or a business before you get started. So let's recap. First, selling your own personal items. Second, small-scale hobby arts and crafts. Third, part-time gig work if your total taxable income remains below the tax-free threshold. The biggest lesson is this: a hobby and a business are not the same thing. Once your hobby starts looking like a business, your tax obligations can change. Understanding the difference can help you stay compliant and avoid unexpected tax bills. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more Australian money tips. And let me know in the comments, what side hustle are you doing right now?